Hey, it's Norm from Testing.com here at Star Wars Celebration, and we of course, ran into Mike McMaster. You built, of course, R2 Builders Club, you built the Wall-E that everyone loves, but this time, you guys have built a Sandcrawler. Tell me about this project.
Okay, so this actually started 18 months ago for the prior Star Wars celebrations. The R2 Builders Club has always had a photo op. We were talking it out on the board, on the chat forum, what should we build? And somebody jokingly said, let's build a Sandcrawler. And it's like, oh, haha. I said, well, why don't we really build a portion of it? That would be fun. So originally it was going to be just a small portion of the Sandcrawler Tread. As it developed, we decided, hey, let's build the whole darn thing. It's not that big. Of course, here we are a year and a half later, and we're lost a lot of hair over it. But anyway, we built this thing. We started in July of last year, but really it was the last 6 or 8 weeks when we did the bulk of the construction. I did the welding, made the frames, I made the master parts for the tread braces, I made the treads themselves, the tread plates, and then once I made the master parts, I handed those off to Gordon Tarpley, and Gordon will explain what he did.
And don't forget, you also made the master of the wheels. Yes, so, and basically he handed me the parts, the master pieces made out of MDF, right? And I made molds of everything, these big rubber molds. We got stuff from BJB materials and made these big molds. And I spent every available moment looking like I was making meth in my backyard with gloves up to my armpits and a big respirator, making crawler parts since February, right? It's about the time when I started. So right up until this weekend,
Literally,
basically.
yeah, he was literally molding parts right up to the last minute. This still had wet paint on it when we loaded it in the truck.
And the paint job is beautiful. It looks like it's dirty. It looks like it's on a desert planet. In terms of the scale, is this life size? Is this basically what the same scale as what they use on set?
Right, this is 1-to-1 scale. When I went to Lucasfilm, I said, could I get some reference photos? We got reference photos, and we got the actual blueprints that they used to build it in late 75, early 76, whenever it was they started on it. So this is an exact 1-to-1 scale reproduction of one tread section.
And when you made the tread, a lot of this are just castings of a single tread piece that you made?
Yeah, so what we have here is the tread brace that has the tooth on it. I made one of those out of MDF. From there, I gave it to Gordon. He made a mold, and then he pulled every one. There are 33 that he pulled, plus all the wheels, the idler wheels down here. They're 9-inch diameter. I machined those on a lathe, gave those to Gordon. He knocked out 21, 22 of those. Then Gordon on his own made the tooth master, and then he molded, or rotocast the teeth. He rotocast the teeth and the idler wheels. These were done with a product called 75D, a new product that we were sort of beta testers for, which was a 2-part urethane coat, and then he used 2.5-pound expanding foam for the inside to fill the void.
Got it. I love that you guys are using different materials, different processes, whatever gets it done, and whatever works. And then it's now a great life-size diorama for those R2s, for the droids that you guys have built. And it seems like the fans are really loving it.
Right. And then we really wanted to round it out by having all the droids. And we were 90% there. We had the R1 being made, we had the Treadwell, the R2, the R5, the Lin droid, the Dome droid, but we didn't have this little guy down here, this little security droid. Max spent over a week painting this entire structure. He painted up in my shop single-handedly. He did the primer, he did the base coat, and then the three of us did the weathering. But Max also, I told him I was a little disappointed that we had all the droids but one. He had the toy. I didn't even realize they made one. They made a security droid toy, this obscure little robot, but he had the toy, he brought it with him, and while we're doing everything else, waiting for paint to dry, he starts working on the droid, and he finished it in how many days?
5 days.
Yeah, you can explain
5 days. The dome, I started off by going to a junkyard out in the San Fernando Valley. See these reflector lamp bowls you see up here? They had a whole bunch of them, and I found one that wasn't too damaged, bought it, $10, used a Dremel tool because it was aluminum, cut it down to size, and the rest of it is just wood and MDF.
A scrappy build. That's how they did it for the production.
Right.
They pulled pieces together.
You should have seen it was when we were doing all the weathering job. I've got a long mop handle, and I'm dipping it into black paint and going smack, 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 just hitting the thing, while Gordon's coming back with a water gun and shooting it down so it would all run and dry and look like aged oil. It was like amazing. And we got the whole thing weathered, all three of us. It was just amazing.
I had the paint gun, and it was funny. It was this really bizarre ballet. So I'm running along the base with the paint gun, splattering it, trying to airbrush it on. Gordon's got the brush, Max got the mop, and we're actually literally climbing over the top of each other. In one afternoon, we weathered this entire machine.
Wow. And I've been following this on Facebook. I follow you guys. Great behind the scenes photos. You guys should check those out as well. It's amazing to finally see it in person. Thank you guys so much, Mike, Gordon, Max, for sharing the story of your Sandcrawler build. It's just one of the few amazing things that we've seen here at Star Wars Celebration. And we'll have more stuff on Tesla.com. Until then, we'll see you next time.